For news across the nation and around the globe, welcome to Prime TV News with me, Iftia Abdul Kader. A look at your headlines first. President says the government has launched a massive transformation in the education sector. Many doctors are serving despite the strike. Media Minister refers to the removal of obstacles to media. Central Bank maintains policy rates to stabilize inflation at mid-single-digit levels. And on news overseas, Emerson Mnangagwa is declared the winner in the Zimbabwe's presidential election. In your local news this evening, President Maithripala Sirisena has said that the government has launched a massive transformation in the education sector in order to mold an educated generation. The president further stated that solutions can be found to many economic, social and political issues with an increase of academics. President Maithripala Sirisena made these observations participating in the annual prize giving of Swarnapali Balika Vidyalaya in Anuradhapura. On arrival at the school, the president was accorded a very warm welcome by the students. The president, who joined in the prize giving, presented prizes and certificates to several children who exhibited their talents. A special gift was presented to the president. Addressing the students, the president said that excellence and discipline in man are mainly achieved due to education. In this respect, the president emphasized that the government is dedicated to imparting the highest facilities. Meanwhile, the vesting of the new 3-storied classroom building of the Deepani Mahavidyalaya in Anuradhapura took place under the patronage of the president. The president also exchanged pleasantries with the children. The expenditure incurred on the development carried out at the school under the nearby school is the best project was 28.5 million rupees. President Maithripala Sirisena also declared open today the 2-storied Dana Shalava and the 2-storied student centre built at the Anuradhapura Sri Lanka Bhikkhu University. These development activities took place spending 213 million rupees under the basic plan of developing it as a fully-fledged international Buddhist university. The function was chaired by the Mahanayaka of the Sri Lanka Amarapura Mahanikaya, the most venerable Kotugoda Dhammavasa Thera. Present on the occasion were members of the Mahasangha, including the current Mahopadhyaya of the Sri Lanka Bhikkhu University, the venerable Professor Kanattegoda Saddharatana Thera. A group including parliamentarians was present on the occasion. Health Minister Rajitha Senaratne has emphasized that the work stoppage launched by the Government Medical Officers Association is unreasonable. Patients who arrived at hospitals for treatment had to return back empty-handed. The patients condemned the strike action of the doctors who are putting their lives in danger on behalf of achieving parochial aims. Meanwhile, several doctors who are dedicated to patients were seen serving the patients without joining in the strike. Minister Rajitha Senaratne pointed out that the doctors have launched this strike citing causes through the media deceiving the people. As one of the reasons they have cited is the increase of the value-added tax imposed on the doctors from 12% to 24%. But the health minister emphasized that the 24% VAT is being levied only from doctors who are earning a monthly income of more than 350,000 rupees. They claim that the people are burdened with tax following the 15% VAT imposed on private hospitals. However, the health minister said that the VAT imposed on private hospitals had been completely removed with effect from last month. Accordingly, this strike is not a reasonable work stoppage mooted, giving consideration to the people. The government has also decided to remove in future the indirect tax affecting the ordinary people. Issuing a statement, the Health Minister has underscored that under such circumstances, the aim of the Government Medical Officers Association in launching so-called strikes is to achieve its narrow political objectives. Meanwhile, patients in large numbers who visited hospitals with the intention of seeking treatment had to face great hardships. Also, it was witnessed how doctors who did not extend their support for the narrow aims of the Government Medical Officers Association were engaged in their duties caring for the patients. On to a headline-making story. Mass Media and Finance Minister Mangala Samaravira has pointed out that the present government has removed many obstacles to the media. Minister Mangala Samaravira made his reference addressing the 17th Asia Broadcasting Telecommunication Network Conference. The meeting opened in Colombo under the patronage of Ministers Mangala Samaravira and John Amaratunga, Deputy Minister Lasantha Alagiavanna, and many local and foreign invitees. The aim of establishing the Asia Pacific Broadcast Development Institute was to create a developed and strong electronic media environment in the area through policies and resource development. In his address, Minister Mangala Samaravira said that wide media freedom prevails in Sri Lanka at present. He pointed out the significance of holding such meetings to build a new media culture. The minister further pointed out that a new trend of young groups joining the media sphere with the expansion of the social media was being witnessed. Expressing his views on the occasion, Minister John Amaratunga mentioned the importance of holding such conferences in Sri Lanka to display to the world that Sri Lanka is a safe tourist destination. The central bank, releasing its monetary policy review, has said that based on the current developments and outlook for key macroeconomic variables, the Monetary Board was of the view that the continuation of the current monetary stance is appropriate. Accordingly, Central Bank Governor Dr. Indrajit Kumaraswamy said that the standing deposit facility rate and standing lending facility rate will remain at 7.25% and 8.50% respectively, while the statutory reserve ratio will remain at 7.50%.
As on the past few occasions, I'll try and give you a flavor of the factors that influence the Monetary Board's decision to maintain the status quo as far as the policy rates are concerned. Real interest rates in particular are quite high, with the tightening of fiscal policy as well as relatively high interest rates. Core inflation, which is what monetary policy can influence, remains well within the target range. And the inflation outlook also remains favorable. For July, went up to 5.4%, and it's likely to be at that level or a little higher in August as well. And then we see it easing off again, moving towards the end of the year, and we expect it to end well within the target range again by the end of the year. So on that side, as on the monetary side, on price stability side, things seem to be pretty good. It's also encouraging that the average weighted call money rate has begun to ease a little bit, and the treasury bill rate has also come down. So both in terms of price stability and in terms of external viability, we think we are in a reasonably comfortable place.
You're watching Prime TV News, and still on the local scene, it was announced in the Gampaha High Court today that Pushpa Rajapaksha, the wife of former Minister Basil Rajapaksha, laid the foundation stone for the construction of the house on his Malwana land. This announcement was made when the related case was taken up for hearing today. In addition, there is more information on several court cases taken up for consideration today. The case filed by the Financial Crimes Investigation Division under the allegation of building a house on a land purchased in the Malwana area, misusing a sum of 207 million rupees of state funds, was taken up for hearing in the Gampaha High Court today in the presence of High Court Judge Nimal Ranavira. Chartered architect Mudita Jayakodi gave evidence in the case. He said that it was Basil Rajapaksha's wife, Pushpa Rajapaksha, who laid the foundation stone on the land for the construction of the house. Meanwhile, the court granted permission to Basil Rajapaksha to travel abroad from the 10th of this month to the 3rd of October. It was in response to a request made from the court to seek medical treatment. The Attorney General today informed the Supreme Court that he expected to present a report within a month on the steps and future plans mooted to resort problems of the people impacted from the Uma Oya multipurpose project. This was mentioned when a fundamental rights petition filed by a group of people in the Bandaravele area against the Uma Oya project. The petition is due to be taken up again on the 10th of November. Hearing of further evidence in the case filed against former Minister Rohita Abegunawardena will take place on the 4th of October. The order was given by the Colombo High Court today. The case has been filed by the Bribery Commission, accusing the former minister of illegally earning money and property to the tune of over 41.2 million rupees. The case was taken up for hearing at the Colombo High Court today. A bank officer gave evidence today. The former minister is accused of earning money and property to the value of more than 41.2 million rupees through bribes. Indictments in this respect had been filed against him. It is a pride to mention that we at ITN have succeeded in making meaningful the Sri Lankan reality program culture, which was merely meant for entertainment. At Powder will go down in history as a strong media task of strengthening the local entrepreneurs in collaboration with social entrepreneurs and investment resources contributors. Advisor to the World University Service in Canada, Professor Edward Jackson said that the program at Powder is the #1 reality program that attracted not only locally but also foreign audience. The At Powder program can be described as one of the social tasks done by ITN with the aim of achieving the economic goals of the present government by 2025. We have commenced the second operation of the program with the help of economic powers to help raise the standard of the Sri Lankan social entrepreneurs. The inking of the agreement for the second stage of At Powder took place recently under the guidance of ITN's former chairman Saman Ataudahetti and the current chairperson Tilaka Jayasundara. Sampath Bank, Sri Lanka Insurance Corporation and Horizon Campus are the sponsors. A 2-day workshop was held to discuss further upgrading the standard of the task of empowering the social entrepreneurs to solicit the support of foreign expertise. It was organized under the patronage of Chairman of Lanka Impact Investing Networks, Chandula Abevikrama.
At Powder.
Water bowsers have been distributed to be used during the drought season. The bowsers were distributed under the patronage of Minister Rauf Hakim. This project has been launched by the Ministry of Water Supply and Drainage Board. 23 water bowsers are due to be distributed, spending a sum of 234 million rupees. Of this, 10 bowsers were handed over at the ministry today. These bowsers are due to be used in several districts, including Trincomalee, Batticaloa, Kurunegala and Munaragala. Around 217 houses have been damaged in strong winds experienced in the Ampara area. The Disaster Management Centre said that necessary estimates are being made with respect to paying compensation on behalf of the damage caused. Strong winds lashed across several villages in the Ampara area last afternoon. The residents claimed that the cyclonic situation lasted nearly 10 minutes. More than 50 houses were totally damaged. Residents of Rajaveva, Tissapura, Navagampura, Samanture and Valatapitia villages experienced great hardship as a result of this situation. Assistant Director of the Disaster Management Centre, Pradeep Kodipilli, said that action was being initiated to grant immediate relief to owners of damaged houses through the Ampara Divisional Secretariat. The Assistant Director of the Disaster Management Centre said that several houses have been partially damaged in the strong winds experienced yesterday. The District Disaster Management Unit and the National Disaster Management Centre have taken the necessary measures to grant them immediate relief. He added that the people had been warned in advance that such a situation would be experienced.